The emergency alarms at Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station blared at exactly 3:47 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The night shift operators stared at their screens in disbelief as thousands of objects appeared at the edge of their detection range, just beyond Pluto's orbit. "This can't be right," muttered Jack Wilson, the lead operator, as he recalibrated his instruments for the third time. The readings remained the same. A massive fleet of ships, each larger than Earth's biggest cities, was heading straight for them. Within an hour, the United Earth Defense Council gathered in their underground chamber beneath Geneva. Military leaders from every major nation sat around a circular table, their faces illuminated by holographic displays showing the approaching fleet. Admiral James Miller stood at the center of the room, his weathered face grave as he addressed the council. "Ladies and gentlemen, after decades of wondering if we're alone in the universe, we have our answer. And they're not coming in peace." The room erupted in urgent discussions until a new alert sounded. The main screen flickered, and an alien face appeared. The being looked almost human, except for its metallic gold skin and entirely black eyes. "People of Earth," the alien spoke in perfect English, its voice seemingly coming from everywhere at once. "I am High Commander Vale of the Galactic Empire. Your primitive world has been chosen to join our grand civilization. Resist, and we will be forced to demonstrate our power. You have 7 days to surrender and accept your place as our newest vassal state." Admiral Miller stepped forward. "This is Admiral James Miller of Earth. We're a sovereign planet, and we don't accept threats. Perhaps we could discuss this as equals." The alien's laugh echoed through the chamber. "Equals? Your species barely made it to your own moon. We have conquered 1,000 worlds. You are children playing with toys." As the transmission ended, the room fell silent. Then General Lisa Carter, head of Earth's Special Weapons Division, stood up. "Perhaps it's time we showed them what these children can really do." The next few hours were a blur of activity. Deep beneath the mountains, oceans, and deserts of Earth, hidden facilities hummed to life. Projects that had been kept secret from the public for decades were now humanity's best hope. In her laboratory in the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Anna White worked frantically with her team, making final adjustments to the planetary shield grid. "They think we're primitive," she said to her assistant as they ran another simulation. "They have no idea what humanity can do when backed into a corner." Around the world, military bases activated their quantum communication networks. Orbital defense platforms, disguised as communication satellites, powered up their weapon systems. The asteroid belt mining stations, officially listed as commercial operations, revealed their true nature as forward defense bases. Admiral Miller stood at the command center, watching as Earth's hidden defenses came online. The planet had been preparing for this possibility ever since the first hints of alien life were detected decades ago. While the public saw a world of nations sometimes struggling to cooperate, behind the scenes, humanity had united in its determination to survive any external threat. "Send a message to the fleet," Miller ordered. "Tell them we reject their ultimatum. Earth is not for sale, conquest, or vassalage." As the message was transmitted, Miller turned to his staff. "They think we'll be easy prey because we've kept our true capabilities hidden. That's their first mistake. Their second mistake was giving us time to prepare." The next 6 days would determine the fate of humanity. But as Miller looked at the determined faces around him, he felt a surge of pride. Humanity had survived ice ages, plagues, and its own destructive tendencies. They had split the atom, cured deadly diseases, and reached for the stars. Now, facing their greatest challenge, they would show the galaxy why Earth deserved its independence. The Galactic Empire was about to learn a harsh lesson. Never underestimate humans when they stand united. As the war room buzzed with activity, Miller smiled grimly. The Empire had given them 7 days, thinking it was being generous. They didn't realize they had just given humanity all the time it needed to prepare a welcome they would never forget. The massive screens in Earth's Defense Command showed the Empire's fleet getting closer by the hour. Dr. Anna White walked into the command center, carrying a tablet that displayed her latest shield calculations. "Admiral Miller," she called out, her voice steady despite her lack of sleep. "The planetary shield is ready. We've solved the power distribution problem." Miller turned from the tactical display, his eyes brightening at the news. "Show me." Dr. White placed her tablet on the main console, and a 3D model of Earth appeared, surrounded by layers of shimmering energy. "We've linked all major power plants worldwide. The shield can now stop anything short of a small moon hitting us." "And they don't know we have this technology?" Miller asked. "No, sir. We've kept it hidden behind our regular satellite network. They still think those are just for TV and internet." The room fell silent as the main screen lit up with another transmission from the Empire. High Commander Vale's golden face appeared, looking even more arrogant than before. "Your time grows short, humans," he announced. "We see no signs of preparation for surrender. Perhaps you need a demonstration of our power." Before Miller could respond, alarms blared throughout the command center. The Empire had launched what they thought would be a small warning shot, a missile aimed at one of Earth's smallest military bases in the Pacific. "Now," Miller ordered quietly. Dr. White pressed a sequence of commands on her console. Above Earth, thousands of hidden defense satellites revealed their true form, their outer shells falling away like autumn leaves. A web of energy connected them, forming a glowing shield around the planet. The Empire's missile hit the shield and simply vanished, converted into harmless light that sparkled across the Pacific sky. High Commander Vale's face showed shock for the first time. "How? That's impossible. Your technology level is not what you thought," Miller finished for him. "Humanity has learned to be careful about showing all its cards." In orbit around Mars, Captain Robert Stone commanded Earth's hidden space fleet. Ships that had been disguised as space stations and research vessels transformed into warships, their weapons ready. "All ships, battle formations," Stone ordered. "Remember your training. Today we show them what Earth can do." The Empire launched more missiles, bigger ones this time. Each one met the same fate against Earth's shield. In orbit, Stone's fleet moved into position, using maneuvers that shocked the Empire's commanders. "Sir," one of Miller's officers called out, "they're scanning us with everything they have. They've discovered our bases on the moon." Miller nodded. "Good. Let them see what else we've been hiding." On the moon, massive hangar doors opened in the sides of craters. Weapons platforms that had been hidden for decades rose from the lunar soil. The Empire's ships started backing away as their sensors revealed just how many weapons were pointed at them. "This is impossible," Vale sputtered. "Your species, you were supposed to be primitive." Dr. White stepped forward. "We learned long ago to be prepared. Every time we detected signals from space, we built more defenses. Every alien ship that thought we couldn't detect them watching us, we studied and learned from." The Empire's fleet regrouped at the edge of the solar system. Their scanners had finally revealed the true extent of Earth's defenses: bases throughout the asteroid belt, defense platforms around every major planet, and technology that matched or exceeded their own. "You have 1 hour to leave our solar system," Miller announced. "We've shown only a fraction of our capabilities. The next demonstration won't be so peaceful." As the Empire's ships turned to discuss their options, Miller watched the tactical display with pride. Humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment, all while appearing vulnerable and primitive to watching eyes. "Send word to all commands," he ordered. "Operation Guardian is now active. Let's show them why you don't threaten Earth." Around the solar system, humanity's full defensive network came alive, ready to prove that Earth would never be anyone's vassal state. The Empire's response to Earth's show of force came swift and brutal. 100 of their largest warships broke formation and charged toward Mars, where humanity's largest off-world colony housed 10,000 people. "They're targeting the Mars colony." Captain Robert Stone's voice crackled through the command center speakers. "Multiple enemy ships on attack vector." Admiral Miller's face hardened. They think Mars is our weak point. Captain Stone. Execute Defense Plan Delta. In orbit around Mars, Stone's fleet of 30 ships moved into position. They looked small compared to the Empire's massive warships, but size wasn't everything. All ships activate quantum torpedoes, Stone ordered. Remember your training. These work exactly like the simulations. The Empire's ships launched their first wave of attacks. Energy beams and missiles streaked toward Mars, but they never reached their target. The red planet's atmosphere suddenly lit up with a web of energy shields, similar to Earth's but even more advanced. Now, Stone commanded. Earth's ships fired their quantum torpedoes. The small, seemingly harmless projectiles phased through the Empire's shields like they didn't exist. When they reappeared inside the enemy ships, the results were devastating. 20 of the Empire's largest warships exploded in silent balls of fire. In the Geneva Command Center, Dr. Anna White monitored the battle through advanced sensors. "The quantum torpedoes are working perfectly," she reported. "Their shields can't stop weapons that exist in multiple dimensions at once." The Empire's ships scattered, trying to regroup. They had never encountered weapons that could bypass their shields so easily. But Captain Stone wasn't finished yet. "Launch the asteroid defense grid," he ordered. Throughout the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, hundreds of innocent-looking rocks suddenly came alive. What the Empire had dismissed as mining equipment revealed themselves as powerful railguns and missile platforms. Caught between Stone's fleet and the asteroid defenses, the Empire's attack force found themselves in a deadly crossfire. "This is impossible." High Commander Vale's transmission boomed through all channels. "Your weapons, they violate the laws of physics." "No," Dr. White replied calmly. "They just violate the laws of physics as you understand them." The battle around Mars intensified. The Empire still had superior numbers, but Earth's defenders had position, strategy, and technology on their side. Captain Stone's ships moved with incredible precision, using maneuvers that seemed to defy normal space combat tactics. "They're retreating from Mars," one of Miller's officers announced. The command center erupted in cheers, but Miller raised his hand for silence. "Hold your celebration," he warned. "They'll be back with a new strategy. This was just their first test of our real capabilities." On his flagship, Captain Stone watched the Empire's ships withdraw. His fleet had suffered no losses, while the enemy had lost 30 of their largest warships. But something in their retreat pattern caught his attention. "Admiral," he called to Miller, "they're not just retreating. They're gathering data. Every attack was designed to test a different aspect of our defenses." Miller nodded. "Agreed. Dr. White, begin rotating our shield frequencies. Captain Stone, implement random variations in the quantum torpedo patterns. Don't let them learn too much about our technology." The Empire's remaining ships regrouped at the edge of the solar system. Behind them, the wreckage of their finest warships drifted in space, a testament to humanity's unexpected power. "Final casualty report," an officer announced. "No losses on Mars. The colony is safe. All Earth ships intact. Asteroid defense grid at 98% capacity." Miller looked at the tactical display showing the Empire's retreating forces. "Send a message to all commands," he ordered. This was just the beginning. They'll be back, and next time they'll be ready for our quantum torpedoes. It's time to show them what else humanity has been hiding. Around the solar system, more hidden weapons platforms began powering up. The real battle for Earth's independence was about to begin. While the space battle at Mars was ending, another kind of war was just beginning. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, Professor Thomas Reed sat in front of a wall of screens, his fingers flying over holographic keyboards. Around him, Earth's best computer experts worked tirelessly to break into the Empire's communications network. "I think I found something," Reed announced, his eyes never leaving the screens. "Their encryption uses a base 16 quantum pattern, but there's a flaw in how they handle data packets." Admiral Miller's face appeared on one of the screens. How long until you can break in? Reed smiled, pushing his glasses up. We already have. They were so confident in their technology that they never expected anyone to crack their unbreakable codes. We've been reading their messages for the last hour. The information they found was shocking. The Empire wasn't as united as they pretended to be. Many worlds in their territory were close to rebellion, held back only by fear of the Empire's superior weapons, weapons that Earth had just proved weren't so superior after all. Send everything to my screen, Miller ordered. As he read through the decoded messages, his expression changed from concern to surprise, then to determination. They're scared. They've never failed to conquer a world on their first attempt. Their whole empire is built on the idea that they're invincible. Dr. Anna White joined the conversation from her lab. Then let's show everyone they're not. Professor Reed, can we broadcast on their frequencies? Better than that, Reed replied. We can send messages that look like they're coming from their own command ships. Miller leaned forward. Do it. Show every world in their empire what happened at Mars. Show them that the mighty empire can be defeated. The next few hours were a blur of activity. Earth's cyber team worked relentlessly, spreading videos of the battle throughout the Empire's networks. They showed Earth's ships destroying the invincible Imperial warships. They showed the quantum torpedoes passing through their best shields like they weren't even there. Sir, one of Reed's team called out, we're getting responses, lots of them. Other worlds want to know how we did it. They're asking if we'll help them fight back. But the Empire wasn't sitting idle. Their own computer experts launched counterattacks, trying to break into Earth's systems. They found themselves facing something they'd never seen before, an artificial intelligence defense system that adapted faster than they could hack. They're trying to shut us down, Reed reported calmly. But our AI is learning from every attempt. Each attack makes our defenses stronger. In the command center, Miller watched as reports came in from across the Empire's territory. 3 worlds had already declared their independence. Others were secretly contacting Earth, asking for help and offering alliance. Their entire empire is built on fear, Miller realized. Once their subjects see they're not all powerful, the whole thing starts to crack. The Empire's response was predictable. They tried to jam all communications, but Earth had planned for this too. Quantum communication devices, immune to normal jamming, continued spreading the truth throughout their territory. Sir, an officer reported to Miller, we're detecting massive energy readings. The Empire is gathering their entire fleet. They're going to try to cut off all contact between Earth and their rebel worlds. Miller nodded. Let them come. Professor Reed, how many of their ship's command codes have you cracked? Reed's grin widened. All of them, Admiral. Their entire command and control system is compromised. The moment they enter our solar system, we can shut down half their fleet with a single command. On screens across the galaxy, beams of all kinds watched Earth's victory at Mars again and again. The Empire tried to dismiss it as fake, but too many of their own soldiers had witnessed the battle. The myth of their invincibility was breaking. Send a message to all our forces, Miller ordered. The Empire will attack with everything they have now. But they're not just fighting Earth anymore. They're fighting for their survival as an empire. And we've just shown every oppressed world in the galaxy that they can be beaten. As the Empire's massive fleet gathered for their all-out assault, Earth's defenders prepared for the biggest battle in human history. But now they had something the Empire didn't. The truth was on their side. In her underground laboratory beneath the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Maria Torres stood before a massive chamber filled with swirling dark energy. The Empire's fleet was approaching with over 10,000 ships, but she smiled confidently as her team made final adjustments to their newest weapon. Dark matter disruptor test number 50 is ready, she announced into her recorder. Admiral Miller, are you watching? Through the video feed, Miller nodded. Every ship in their fleet uses dark matter for power. If this works. When this works, Torres corrected him. We'll shut down their engines like flipping a switch." The test chamber hummed to life. Inside, a captured Empire engine core floated in the center. Torres pressed a sequence of buttons, and a wave of energy pulsed through the chamber. The engine core instantly went dark. "It works," Torres exclaimed. "The disruptor breaks the bond between dark matter and their containment fields. Their ships will be dead in space." But that wasn't Earth's only surprise for the Empire. In orbit, Captain Robert Stone supervised the deployment of humanity's newest defense system. Thousands of small satellites, each no bigger than a car, formed a network around Earth. "AI control activated," Stone reported. "The combat drones are ready." Unlike traditional weapons, these drones were controlled by Earth's most advanced artificial intelligence. They could think and react faster than any human or alien pilot, learning and adapting to new threats instantly. "Show me the numbers," Miller requested. Dr. White's face appeared on another screen. "Each drone carries 10 quantum torpedoes and 1 dark matter disruptor. We have 5,000 drones. The AI can coordinate them all simultaneously." The Empire's fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system, their massive ships blocking out the stars. High Commander Vale's transmission reached all Earth frequencies. "Your resistance ends today," he declared. "No world has ever survived an attack by our full fleet. Surrender now, and we may show mercy." Miller looked at his team. Torres nodded from her lab. White gave a thumbs up. Stone's fleet was in position. Professor Reed's cyber warfare team was ready. "Launch Operation Eclipse," Miller ordered. Across the solar system, humanity's full arsenal revealed itself. The drone swarm moved like a living cloud, surrounding the Empire's fleet. From the asteroid belt, rail guns powered up. Earth's shield glowed brighter than ever. "First wave, attack pattern Alpha," Stone commanded. The drones struck first, their quantum torpedoes passing through the Empire's shields. But this time, the Empire was ready with their own shield modifications. Some torpedoes were stopped. "As expected," Torres said. "Now for our real surprise, activating dark matter disruptors." Waves of invisible energy pulsed from the drones. Empire ships began losing power by the dozens, then hundreds. Their mighty engines, dependent on dark matter, simply stopped working. "Impossible." Vale's voice shook with rage. "How did you develop this technology so quickly?" "We've had decades to prepare," Miller replied calmly. "Every alien ship that visited Earth in secret, every transmission we detected, every piece of technology we could study. We learned from all of it. While you saw us as primitive, we were building something new. A defense system that combines human creativity with artificial intelligence." The battle unfolded like a deadly dance. Earth's eye-controlled drones adapted to every Empire tactic, predicting their moves before they made them. Stone's fleet struck disabled ships with precision attacks. The asteroid belt defenses created a killing zone no Empire ship could cross safely. "Sir," Reed reported from his cyber command center, "their fleet communications are in chaos. The AI has cracked their new encryption. We're feeding false orders to half their ships." Miller watched as the mighty Empire fleet fell into disarray. Ships crashed into each other trying to follow conflicting orders. Others drifted powerless in space, their dark matter engines dead. "Send the message," Miller ordered. "To every ship in their fleet, to every world in their empire. This is what happens when you threaten Earth. We didn't want this fight, but we were ready for it. The age of the Empire is over." As their fleet retreated in disorder, leaving hundreds of dead ships behind, humanity had proven something to the galaxy. Technology without innovation is useless. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't just their weapons. It was their ability to think differently, to combine ideas in new ways, and to never ever stop improving. The news of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy faster than light itself. Through quantum communications networks that the Empire couldn't block, every subjugated world watched as humanity defeated the supposedly invincible Imperial fleet. In the Geneva Command Center, Professor Reed's screens lit up with hundreds of incoming messages. "Sir, it's happening. The outer worlds are declaring independence. The Empire's forces are stretched too thin trying to maintain control." Admiral Miller studied the galactic map, where red dots representing rebel worlds multiply by the hour. "How many worlds have broken away?" 30 in the last hour alone, Reed reported. "And these aren't just declarations. They're fighting back. Using our battle footage, they've figured out weaknesses in Empire ships. Some have even started building their own quantum torpedoes." The biggest surprise came from an unexpected source. The Empire's own military started to fracture. Battle groups stationed in distant systems began declaring their independence, tired of serving a government that had lied to them about its power. "Admiral," a young officer called out, "we're receiving a priority transmission. It's from Admiral Venn of the Empire's Third Fleet." A hologram appeared in the center of the command room. The alien admiral looked similar to Vale, but wore different insignia. "People of Earth, I command what remains of the Empire's Third Fleet. We've watched how you fought. Not just with strength, but with honor. You could have destroyed our helpless ships, but you chose to disable them instead. We request asylum." Miller raised his eyebrows. "Asylum? The Empire is collapsing," Venn explained. "Those of us who've served honorably don't wish to go down with it. We offer our ships, our technology, and our knowledge in exchange for protection." In her lab, Dr. Maria Torres was already analyzing the potential. "Sir, with their technical knowledge combined with our innovations, we could advance our technology by decades." The next few days were a blur of activity. Earth became the center of a new alliance. Former Empire worlds sent representatives, eager to learn how humanity had achieved the impossible. Earth's defenders shared their technology with trusted allies, while keeping their most advanced innovations secret. Captain Stone's fleet grew as former Empire ships joined his command. "It's ironic," he told Miller during a briefing. "They came to conquer us, and instead, we're teaching them new ways to fight." But the Empire wasn't finished yet. High Commander Vale, now desperate, gathered his remaining loyal forces for one final attack. Not just on Earth, but on all rebel worlds. "Let them come," Dr. White said confidently. "Every world we've helped now has at least basic quantum torpedo technology. Their ships aren't invincible anymore." Professor Reed's cyber warfare team worked around the clock, coordinating with rebel worlds. Earth's AI defense systems were shared with trusted allies, creating a network of protected planets that the Empire couldn't break. "Look at this," Miller told his staff, pointing to the galactic map. What had been a solid empire was now a scattered collection of free worlds, united not by force but by choice. "We didn't just beat them. We showed the galaxy a better way." The final blow came from within the Empire itself. The Imperial Senate, seeing their military power crumbling, voted to remove Vale from command. The mighty empire that had threatened Earth just weeks ago was now fighting for its own survival. "Incoming transmission from the Imperial capital," Reed announced. They're requesting peace talks." Miller looked at his team, Dr. White with her shield technology, Dr. Torres with her dark matter disruption, Captain Stone with his combined human-alien fleet, and Professor Reed with his cyber warfare expertise. Each had played a crucial role in humanity's victory. "Tell them we'll discuss peace," Miller replied. "But first, they need to understand something. Earth isn't interested in building an empire. We want to help create a galaxy where every world has the right to choose its own path." As former Empire worlds celebrated their freedom, humanity had achieved something unprecedented. They hadn't just defended their world, they had changed the very nature of galactic civilization. The age of empires was ending, and an era of cooperation was beginning. But first, they had one last message to deliver to any who would threaten Earth in the future. 1 month after the Empire's defeat, representatives from 100 worlds gathered in the newly constructed Space Council chamber in orbit around Earth. The massive station, built with both human and alien technology, symbolize the new era of galactic cooperation. Admiral Miller stood at the central podium, facing delegates from former Empire worlds, independent systems, and the remnants of the imperial government itself. Even High Commander Vale was present, though no longer in a position of power. Today, Miller began, his voice carried by quantum translators to every corner of the galaxy. Earth makes its position clear to all civilizations, present and future. Behind him, the station's massive windows showed Earth in all its beauty, surrounded by its new defense grid. Drone squadrons patrolled nearby, while ships of various designs, both human and alien, maintained their guard positions. Dr. Anna White activated a holographic display showing the solar system. A line of bright markers appeared, marking the boundaries of what would become known as the Sol Security Zone. These markers, Miller continued, represent the new boundaries of Earth's protected space. They contain advanced sensor arrays and automated defense systems. Any military vessel entering this zone without permission will be considered a hostile act. Professor Reed's team activated the marker network. Thousands of beacons lit up across the solar system, creating a web of sensors that could detect even cloaked ships. But Earth is not isolating itself, Miller added. We extend an open hand of friendship to all peaceful civilizations. Our technological advances will be shared with those who prove themselves trustworthy allies. Dr. Maria Torres stepped forward, presenting the first part of that promise. We are establishing the Earth Technology Exchange Program. Through this initiative, we will help developing worlds build their own defense systems, medical facilities, and clean energy sources. Captain Stone, now commander of the Combined Defense Fleet, spoke next. The former Empire ships that joined us have been reformed into a peacekeeping force. They will help protect developing worlds from any who would try to conquer them. In their seats, the Imperial representatives shifted uncomfortably as Vale stood to speak. The former Empire accepts Earth's terms. We acknowledge your right to independence and your authority over the Sol system. I apologize for underestimating humanity. Miller nodded in acceptance, then turned to address all present. Let this be clear. Earth bans any empire, present or future, from entering our space. We are not conquerors. We are not colonizers. We are protectors. The station's AI system activated a massive energy field, displaying Earth's new galactic mark, a symbol that would be recognized across the stars. It showed Earth's continents surrounded by a protective shield, with an olive branch crossing a sword. From this day forward, Miller declared, the Sol system is a sanctuary for those seeking freedom, a warning to those seeking conquest, and a beacon of hope for those who believe in peace through strength. The assembly erupted in applause. Representatives from formerly oppressed worlds stood to pledge their support. Even some of the former Empire worlds joined in, seeing a better future in alliance with Earth than in conquest. Professor Reed's screens showed the declaration spreading across all galactic networks simultaneously. There would be no doubt about Earth's position or its ability to enforce it. The beacons are powered up, Dr. White reported. The shield network is active. The drone fleet is at full strength. Earth is secure. Miller looked out at the assembled representatives of a changed galaxy. In just a few weeks, humanity had not only defended itself, but had helped reshape galactic civilization. The age of empires was over. An age of cooperation and mutual defense had begun. Remember this day, he concluded, not as the day Earth banned an empire, but as the day the galaxy learned a vital truth. The strength of a civilization isn't measured by its ability to conquer, but by its willingness to defend others. As the assembly concluded, ships from 100 worlds departed Earth's orbit, carrying with them the message that would echo across the stars. Earth was not to be underestimated. The small blue planet that had seemed so primitive had become the guardian of galactic freedom. And high above Earth, the new warning beacons broadcast a simple message to any who approached the Sol system with thoughts of conquest. This is Earth's space. Peaceful visitors are welcome. Hostile forces are banned. This is not a warning. It is a promise.